EPOS Adapt 360 review. Buds aren't perfect, but they're worth considering if you want something that offers decent audio performance, good enough microphone functionality, a comfortable fit, and easy connectivity. If it weren't for their limited codec compatibility and fussy controls, they'd be right up there with our top picks. For consumers, this is good because they now have access to a wider range of products at lower prices. However, for manufacturers, it may mean a challenge how to compete against similar products. Of course, the dangers of focusing on one thing at the expense of others include doing nothing well and not having any good results. On the spectrum of style, the Adapt 360 headphones exist as their antithesis, coming in either a tasteful black or white. These cans won't stand out, but they look suitably high-end and have a sturdy feel without being overly heavy. Crucial, they are also comfortable. Over long calls or during extended periods of use, there was no rubbing and I noticed the absence of heating around my ears. The cushioning around the headset's headband is good enough of protecting my ears from outside noise, as does the slight airflow provided by the ventilation holes. With its large number of functions, the touchpad is crowded. It has 3 buttons, a joystick, and 2 ports. However, because it's crowded, it's hard to perform quick adjustments without looking closely at the screen. The inclusion of a 3.5mm headphone jack ensures that the device can at the very least be plugged into a speaker system for use without having to charge it. It also includes a USB-C charging cable so that you don't need to worry about carrying an extra charger. Because of the different target audiences, the features on the Adapt 360 aren't always what would be prioritized for a purely consumer-oriented set of cans, but that doesn't mean they're not useful. It's good to see that Apple has included support for multiple connections via Bluetooth. However, fiddling with a Bluetooth device while answering incoming phone calls isn't anyone's idea of fun. Thanks to this feature, it's now a thing of the future. It's unfortunate that the Adapt 360 doesn't offer a wider range of Bluetooth codecs. With only SBC and APS, the device falls short in this respect. Another plus is the inclusion of active noise cancelling, which works well for most users. If you have a particularly noisy space, you may wish to take into account other options. However, for most people, the cancellation will be sufficient. A pass-through mode is unavailable. With the Adapt 360, one of the main focuses is on the audio experience. In the case of calls, the audio is great. Calls were clear, without any distortion, and the background noise levels were low enough to not cause any problems. For music listening, the audio is also excellent. Even though the Adapt 360 doesn't come with an amp, it does provide decent volume. When connected to my phone via Bluetooth, the volume can get pretty loud, so if you plan on using your Adapt 360 primarily for music, make sure to bring along an external amplifier. It has a battery life of up to 46 hours, which was pretty good in practice. However, if you're using it for calls and music streaming, you might want to recharge it every other night. A new audio streaming service called EPOS Connect has been released, but at the moment, it doesn't seem to be working for any devices. With the Adapt 360, Microsoft promises high-quality stereo sound for standard use. There aren't any specific specs for the Adapt 360, so the question becomes whether the genre suits it. When you first listen to the Adapt 360, everything sounds good. It has a nice wide sound stage. Bass performance is clear, but lacking in warmth, but it provides enough energy overall. Treble and vocals are bright, though never overly so, and as a consequence, pop songs in particular are represented well. Indeed, apart from some genres such as aggressive punk or a few others, the profile of the Adapt 360 is good enough to handle most songs. For those who really want pounding beats, they'd better go elsewhere, but for others, it works well as a generalist solution. With their EPOS Adapt 360, Epson has created some really interesting products. One of them is the ability to add a focus on workplace usage. However, it offers some additional features as a compromise, such as better durability, rated water resistance, and superior noise cancelling. With great styling, excellent audio performance, and multi-point Bluetooth connectivity, the Adapt 360 is one of the best fitness trackers out there. However, its clunky physical controls and buggy app mean that it isn't perfect. If you want a Teams certified CAN or if you're willing to accept something else, the Adapt 360 is probably right for you. Otherwise, it might be better to look elsewhere.